We're recording today with my friend Martín Garcia. He's member of Ingles para Cholos. So, Martín, you are the one who is selling the perfumes?
Yes, yes,
Okay,
it's
okay.
me.
So let's start with, because I love businesses, right? Today we're going to talk. The main topic of today is animes, right? Tell me the topic.
Well, it was video games, but
Video
I
games,
got,
okay?
yeah, I also got a couple of topics that I've been compiling in
Yeah.
this week. So, and I also questions. I also see that the structure of the interview that you had. So we can also. It's
Okay,
something a
amazing.
mixture of topics. Yeah.
Okay, amazing, amazing. So before we started, we were talking today. We have like a group call in our group in Les para Cholos. We were talking how to validate an idea. No? Before investing, like Webonazo, how we can validate an idea first, and second, how we position ourselves so we are as unique as possible in the market. My friend Martin is selling perfumes. So do you want to share your website, your page, so people want to buy good quality and affordable perfumes at the same time?
Yes, that's the thing. Well, I now use Instagram for also sharing all the customers that I have. It's martian.gele on Instagram. We
Nice.
also use Facebook as martiangele. Gele is with G.
Nice.
And yeah, we kind did the same thing on that. We just share also the catalog, but also the customer that buy us. So maybe Facebook is oriented into no kind of all public, because you know that nowadays the trends and those kind of stuff are stored in Instagram. So
Nice,
we
nice.
use these two channels.
Amazing. If someone want to buy perfumes, we will also list his information in the description below on this episode. So let's start. So you have some theories around video games. What is the hot take that you have on video games that you will say most gamers disagree, but you believe?
Okay, well, first let me introduce myself just in a little space
For
of time.
sure, so people can know you. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, as you said, I'm Martín Garcia. I'm really passionate about technology. I believe that technology can improve people's life. I've been working on my own and also developing some AI solutions. In my last previous job, I was doing a more data analytics thing. But what I can say about my preparation thing, I've been recently finished my bachelor degree in IT engineering. And well, the topics, as you also mentioned, I have my own perfume brand and that kind of thing.
It's interesting because like we have a profession and we have a business. Like sometimes the business doesn't look that related with the profession,
Yeah, exactly.
but eventually you realize, oh, I can use my professional to level up this business at the beginning. I mean, perfumes and technology will say, oh, maybe it's not that connected, but later you need to build support application and support activities that you need a lot of technology for that.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
But also, I've been in those both sides because I also recently helped some friends with their thesis project. I realized that, as you say, well, teachers treat us like shit. But
Yeah.
maybe I realized it too when I was like in those last years or the final years of university. But I prefer to keep going, finish what I've been started, and that's it.
It's interesting because the I'm going to talk about this in my next episode, but the art of noticing, of realizing things that are annoying for other people. For example, in the case of dentists they like to just fix the teeth, their part. They don't like to run the publicity. That's one area. The other thing that dentists don't like is all the paperwork that they need to have, all the shots, rayos X, all the X-rays that you have to run. Like, where do you store it? So all those things, the logistics, the publicity, are things that are not necessarily connected with the career, but are parallel things. So how can we help? How can we support these professionals with this activity? Also, is a good question.
Yeah, of course, and it's related, as you said. with technology, the storage of things. Most people like to, well, here we say tercerizar, third
Yeah.
party,
Outsource. Yeah.
some services that I also, well, that in my last job experience, they do that with all their system. They call it the ERP. Is a place where they store not only accountability archives, but also some kind of financial information. So they prefer not to use tech, but other companies make that process for them.
Yes. And there is like there's good money there because people usually think, oh, B2C business, but when you start selling to people who have other businesses or to a small business owner, there's more profit. So even if you have just like 3 or 5 customers per month, that's good money. So that's the beauty of those type of business. Okay, let's go to our main topic. So we're going to discuss today a bit about video games, right?
Yeah. I also upload some episode about it podcast in my YouTube, so you can check that.
By the way, mention the name of your YouTube channel.
Okay, it's, hold on a second. It's yeah, it's MG Tech. Well,
MG
I'm
Tech.
started with the English episode that is kind of a mixture of topics, but I'm planning also to talk about some technology things.
Okay,
Yeah,
sounds amazing.
MG Tech.
Yeah. Okay, so continue. What is the take about video games?
Yeah, about the video games. Well, I've been involved with them since in a really strong way, in 2019, in pandemic COVID time. I was also studying in university, but at the same time questioning myself, what are the things that I can do? Because being here, it's not being social, and also in those difficult times. So some friends start with that, start playing,
What was the game
and
that you were playing back then?
it's a shooter called Counter Strike. It's
Oh, Counter.
really
That's a
well
classic.
known. Yeah,
That's a
it's a
classic.
classic.
Counter Strike.
But
Yeah.
as you know, every year that pass, they also do some updates and those kind of improvements. Improvement is what they said. But yeah, I stick to that so strong. And the problem with that, as I mentioned to you, is that you have that false idea that you're improving, because
Yeah.
and I didn't know that. Look, I didn't know that at that times, but well, I've been seeing more of your videos. Things that you say make a lot of sense, and I remember that because I remember that in parallel, as I mentioned to you, I was on my online university classes, but also I realized that I have some periods of time during the day that I've been training, let's call it in that way, training in those video games, because in that video game especially, because you need to practice some things in order to get better at that. So I have friends that are also from university that they are doing the same, and they give me that false validation that I've been improving, because on my point of view, I would say,
By the way,
okay, yeah,
let me interrupt there, but it's funny that you mentioned. I was thinking like rewarding bullshit activities when you were
yes,
talking about validation.
exactly,
Like, fuck, everybody clap. I'm amazing. Yes, in jerking off 10 times per day. So I mean,
yeah,
people can
sure,
clap,
yes,
but I
yes,
mean, actually, does it mean something?
yes. And another problem is that not only them, look at it, not only my friends that are closer to me, because at those kind of games, you used to play with people from another countries, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
imagine if people from another country say, okay, you have good skills and that, but skills, man, we are talking about real skills, but it kind of feels like some, it kind of feels good because some people are saying good things about that, but on the real world, is like not improving at all.
I just have this thing. Like I was thinking, there is a high chance that all these people that are clapping, like, oh, you are the best, they are people living in the basement of their family, right? They
Yes,
are people,
kind of the same
they are
situation.
losers. I prefer actually to have just 5 winners saying that I'm the best. And by the way, 5 winners are also I can work with than having 1,000 losers first. And the second is, where am I going, right? Like, let's say that people are clapping because I'm lifting like deadlift 260 kilos. Everybody, hey, you are the best. Yes, but if I continue, I will break my back. So it's who is clapping and where am I going with this shit?
Yeah, of course, of course. You got a point there.
Yeah. Okay. So after you figure that out, that okay, people were somehow rooting for you for a stupid activity that was video games. Well, when was the moment that you pivot?
It, it was when I started fighting a lot with my parents.
Mm.
I started fighting a lot, and I couldn't see that's a problem because they were saying, "Hey, man, you're," and I also not because I we had a schedule at time a schedule sometime for playing. It was an evening, maybe 7 or that. But in order to improve, as I mentioned, I need to practice
Of
in other
course.
periods of the day. And when all of that shit happens, but I start realizing that, and I say, "Shit, what a fucking idiot I was." But uh, I also, as I mentioned, I was fighting, arguing with my parents because they run a business here in my home, and I had they suggest me, okay, but you have time during those period times during the day, so you can help us. And,
Of course.
and I now I realize I was doing a stupid thing, but
Yeah.
that time I get mad. Imagine I get mad
Yeah.
about, okay, let me practice. Like it was like it was improving in real life. What a fucking idiot! But yeah,
Yeah. It's funny because now it's of course a very stupid man, right?
yes,
But back
yes,
then, it's like how difficult it was to understand that. And I think we all made this mistake. My father, during my vacation time, while other families were traveling around the world, Europe, US, my father asked me to start flipping bricks, moving bricks to the construction in the second floor, third floor of my house. So every summer I was working with the employees, with the labor people. So now I'm thankful with my father now, but back then it feels like shit.
yeah. You didn't realize that, but now that you kind of, well, you grow up, you develop sort of kind of, how can we call that, moral ethics, maybe?
Yeah, work ethic.
Yeah.
Uh,
And we made fun of them today. I also made them remember, and they say, "You piece of shit, you was doing that." Sorry, parents. So sorry. Yeah,
Oh, it's so funny. But at the same time, I think is we need to mention the courage of these parents, because there are a lot of sluts parents, padres putitas nowadays, right?
yes,
That
yes,
they
that's
don't
true.
want to feel, they don't want to have arguments with their kids because it's inconvenient. It's inconvenient, so they prefer to just allow the kids to play video games. But what these parents don't understand, that okay, they are not having the arguments now, but they will have the arguments later when the kid is a grown out adult and he continue behaving like a teenager. So your parents and my parents, I think they had the courage to take the hard decision in the right time.
It was not the case. They were not like millennials' parents. No, man, they are strong. We keep a lot of good communication, always. Since I was a kid with them, maybe that could be one of the reasons. But they all been really direct to me. It's not they trying to say the things soft when they know that there's something I need to change, or that I can improve. Also, they go balls deep to say that it doesn't matter if it hurts you, because they know that things are, or that kind of development is going to hurt you at first, but once that you are improving, they will be really happy for that.
There was this song from the group, I think Mana was the group. Mariposa traicionera. Okay, so my father loved to sing that song whenever I was talking on the phone. Back then was the regular phone, right? Like the with the wire.
Yeah, of course.
So my father, whenever he saw me talking with one of these bitches that he kind of tell that was like a prostitute, he would start singing Mariposa. And that was so annoying for me, my father doing that shit to me, but was an elegant way to tell me, hey, this woman is cheating on you, right? So I was like, sometimes a father need to be a bit annoying because it's the only way that we can grow.
Yeah. But we end up understanding
Yeah.
their good intentions.
Okay, so I want to understand. So once you figured it out that you were losing your time, you were wasting your time with this video game shit, what was the first action that you took?
I cut it off, everything.
Nice.
Because at that same time, I was watching some of your videos, and it was one that you talk about Instagram, maybe, that I also have that problem with some social media, because I sleep. I was sleeping with the phone next to me for an excuse of, having an alarm. Yeah, that's the correct one. But as soon as I wake up, I had Instagram here and the other social media. So I say, no, man, you realize that it's taking you so much time. And I cut it off. And because I was playing with some really close friends, they were so surprised about it. They say, man, are you serious? Are you leaving this game? We were playing that for till 2019. Yeah. And it's like, what are you going to do now? Imagine if it was everything for us. But I uninstalled everything that has to be with the games, maybe in 2000. It was recent, because I also okay. The part you say, the people part, is when I realized that it was making me a piece of shit. Is when we started to have some switch between virtual to some on presential, is the word? No, maybe
You went back from
back from
remote.
regular classes.
Yeah.
So I was sure that I could talk and speak as confident as I can in virtual times, because I was making also new friends. And the time that I meet, especially one friend that is called, I'm going to say the name to protect that, but the first encounter that I have with her, we also feel some nervousness, and I say, shit, maybe it's about I've been playing in a virtual world from
Could be,
so
right? Maybe it was a little thing that I forget all my social skills.
Yes, and it feels so uncomfortable, man. I was like, but I was not like that. I could talk easily with some people that are close to me, but this is something different.
By the way, I want to interrupt here because while I'm listening you, I like to take some notes. But the first was why many people have this problem with the phone, because I use also my phone as an alarm. So when I disable the alarm, the thing is that I don't have the notification on the screen. And we don't need to be like tech expert to know that we can disable those notifications, because if you allow that shit like now, naked woman 69, no, la calata 69 will pop up, send you a picture. Now I have to go. So just disabling this notification, these bubbles that goes up on the screen, that's a big way to reduce the phone addiction. And the other one is what you say is just let it go, right? If you were playing this video game for years, in the same way that people are dating ladies for years, okay, I can see this shit. I'm not going anywhere doing this thing or dating this person. We need to let it go. Yeah, feels that we are losing for years, but also if we continue, we're going to keep losing more years. So the power of let things go.
Yes, of course. That notification problem that you mentioned just right now, I remember we've been training with a university friend. It was on Gay Fit. And
it's funny that everybody knows what is Gay Fit, right?
Yeah,
we need to mention the brand, of course.
But that's because of you. That's because of you.
Thank you.
You just.
But it's okay that gym at the same time. So it's like it was an easy thing to sell. But I continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were training. I trained since I was maybe 12, not in appropriate way, but you know, doing some research, I started developing a better training sessions. And we were training. We just did it one day, and he was with her phone all the time. We're going to lift some dumbbells. Okay, he lift like 2 or 3 reps, and the phone immediately start ringing. Shit, he has to also to say to watch it. It was from his job. So it's a constant interruption when he's supposed to be on the gym. It's a relaxing time. You're improving yourself, but you are still stick to your work activities.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was the first and the last time that I trained with him. So I say no, no more time.
But by the way, talking about the replying, right? Like, first, some people don't understand that it's a lack of respect to do that, right? It's like, I mean, it sounds simple, but let's say that you're working out with a person, and you do that like twice, right? You do that twice, fast. Okay, maybe it's not like a big deal. But if we are going to check the phone every between each set, now it's a lack of respect. The first, and the second is the lack of a structure. We were talking about your perfume business before, right? Oh, it would be better to somehow manage one schedule, one slot of time where we can, everybody who wants to send a motorcycle, you can do it between this time, let's say 8 p.m. and 10 p.m. That is a structure. If we always are replying our WhatsApp, we never have this structure. And without this structure, we are always doing urgent activities.
Yeah, it's like some, if you have been planned some activity that you need to do, but it's going to be interrupted. It's like not also having respect from yourself and from the structure that you have, the plan that you have in your daily life.
And just to wrap this idea, that's why also I never date bitches or ladies that they are like obsessive, or that they are always in a rush. Like they want to, whenever they want to fuck or they want something, oh, let's date now, right? Or reply me now. That's even worse, right? But let's say even the sex. If someone want now, okay, now if it's like after 8 p.m. could be, right? But if it's during the day, we have things to do. So these people that they don't understand that we all have a life.
Yes, of course, of course. They are just taking care of themselves, but not considering other people's life. But you say you just keep with that. You have a structure. You just have to follow that, and if other people could adapt to that, well, you can arrange
Yeah,
some
for
meetings.
sure. For sure. Okay. So that's what happened. You first cut off the cell phone, reduce the cell phone time. You start to work out also. What is one thing that you believe changed everything? What was a moment in your life that once you start taking action, you were motivated? What was the first result that motivated you to keep going?
Yeah. Well, as I told you, I was getting back into regular classes, so I left video games and I said, shit, what things I could do? Maybe learn some things. And I was, I was, I realized that in the in some part or areas of the university, they have free space table tennis, um, yeah, table tennis court. It's like a little table. So I was with also other friend that I know since in my same career, and we decided maybe we could, buy some rackets and start playing. And it will be different from video games because you are moving, you are doing
Yeah.
kind of exercise, and we also can other people can join us,
Yeah.
and that will be also one of that important action that I take.
And looks
So
cool,
we,
by the way. I
yeah,
like the ping pong, right?
yeah,
That looks, it's cool because it's fast.
we buy the rackets and all that stuff, and we continue improving. We didn't know shit about it. We were just some weirdo guys
Yeah.
trying to pretend playing, but we are still doing it. And it was so amazing. There are a lot of people that we, as you said, we call people's attention, so they started being close to us, and we also create a WhatsApp group from them.
Nice,
So
nice.
the way we improve is that there are also some good players, but they somehow um, don't want to show up that they are that expert, and we adopt them. They see in it was on maybe break time, so every student went on the cafeteria thing. It was
Uh,
really close to that, and those experts said and saw us playing and keep them attention, so they also came closer. We always invite them. So he asked, some of them asked us, "Oh, could we play together?" Yeah, of course, man. And we realized that they play so better than us. So we make kind of a deal. Okay, we have rackets maybe you don't have, but we can uh, let you play with us, and you can help us to improve.
yeah.
And that's the way we also improve that. And
By the way,
other,
I
yeah,
want to interrupt there because I see a lot of value in that part. It's like a, a lot of people don't understand this part. Like you are building the community. That is the hardest part, the community, because as you mentioned, when you started, you were the weirdos, the strange people, the awkward, also awkward. They are playing, right? So starting the community is the hardest part. Now, when talent, these guys that play, that are actual players, start to join, there is like a humbleness that we all need to have to accept these people because these is people that are kicking our ass, right? So in fact, they are so
yeah,
fucking good. So there is humbleness, but at the same time, there is this um, there is first the challenge of building the community, the humbleness of accept the talent, but also the authority to keep the good vibe. So if someone is playing better, doesn't mean that they can behave like a motherfucker, right? So as a community owner, even if this other motherfucker play better than me, if he's bringing like bad energy, I have to kick him out. So it's always all these challenges like a person who start any type of new activity have to deal with.
yeah, of course, there are a lot of motherfuckers that we cross paths that also play that game, but we didn't include to
Yeah,
our group.
yeah, yeah,
And as you said, well, it was really easy to build a community based on that thing, because it was an activity that it was really close to us, keep other people's attention. We invite them to join us, so it's like a loop, and other people watch that. They feel surprised, they feel really curious about it, and we say, hey, maybe we can have a match, even if you don't know that, because they also see it, seeing us suffering when other experts kick our ass. But
yeah,
they somehow were asking why they are not struggling, because there are people that was doing it, that if some expert, some play with some other player that was uh, better than them, and if he or she kick their ass, they will feel mad, and you can instantly see that in their face. So we didn't have that attitude. Maybe that
yeah.
was one of that part that helped us to develop our community. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. It's like a part of growing. We have different areas of our life. I saw that back then with bodybuilding. When I was working out, I was building this supplement business, the social media. There were people that just focus about the bodybuilding part, and they were, "Hey, I'm better than you because I have better physique." Yes, but you're forgetting all the other part, right? The long run, how we're going to monetize this in the long term. So the same happened with the table tennis, right? Like you're playing tennis, but also you have your degree, your career, you have projects. So that's why it's good to be rounded in this life because it's the only way to have longevity.
Yes, and I also realized that there are a lot of people that don't know about my field, because IT can be applied in any field nowadays. So I remember talking with a friend that she's economist, and I was talking about my thesis because it was my last year. So I say I'm applying that into medical part, and they were surprised. What medical? But man, you're not a doctor. You're not a doctor. How can that be applied into that field? And that's also good information that I spread to them. But if we don't have that interaction, how could we share that valuable knowledge?
Something here that, I mean, a lot of wisdom nuggets is that due to AI, due to all the technology that we have now, we are going to have these professionals that become like a full corporation. So, for example, each time you can have a professional that wins most of the market, but in the process that this professional is growing, he needs support in different activities. And usually these activities doesn't require a degree. Yeah, just for example, let's talk about a doctor. If we go to the insurance, al seguro, there is a woman that she's a nurse, but I don't know if she's like an actual nurse, but her job is just to let people know who is the next patient. And not just that, sometimes she's scaling los pesa. She scale the patient. She always check that the patient is not distracted with the cell phone. Hey, be ready. The doctor is going to call you. The job of that woman is saving the doctor between 2 or 3 minutes per patient. So if the doctor is attending 30 patients per day, we are talking 1 hour and a half of the doctor's time that this woman is saving. By the way, this you don't need a degree to do that. You just need to go and make the other person aware. So that's one activity. But also you can do that with technology. Imagine that instead of the woman, you have like a pop-up that appear on the cell phone. Hey, motherfucker, your turn. No? So they are the cell phone, check my turn, and they go. So there are different ways to fix this support activity.
Yeah, it's like, for example, that the case of Bad Bunny. I don't know if you heard about it, that he was struggling in 2024. It was. I'm not like. It's not like I hear Bad Bunny that much, but
it's not your
I
God. Let's
somehow,
be honest. It's not your God.
no, but there are a couple of songs. I mean, I'm
He's
not
good.
narrow-minded,
He's good.
but he was struggling with one YouTuber that used AI, took his voice and started developing an own song.
Yeah.
And he, as you said, this important of community. So he had a community on WhatsApp, I think, and one of their members spread that video. Look what money! Look what I found! It's people that create one original song with your voice, and he was so hooked up. He didn't present some what can you call that, legal
charges.
charges,
Yeah.
but that made me think. And imagine if he did. We are charging against AI creator. So
Yeah.
how can you prove that it's copying your intellectual property?
I think only if they are mentioning, well, first by the voice. If someone is using your voice, of course, depends which country. That's the problem because each country has different laws. But also, you can, if they are using main platforms, they say they are using YouTube. You can in YouTube, you can say, hey, they are using my face without my permission. So you cannot perhaps charge a legal case to this person. You cannot sue this person, but you can work with the platforms.
Yeah, that could be. And also we can think that if that YouTuber wants a lawyer to defend him, that lawyer also needs to be a really kind of technological background. Because what
Yes.
if that case went too serious and Bad Bunny say, okay, let's analyze the voice, my voice, and the voice from the AI thing. So if there is a lawyer with, as you said, niche skills, well formed in AI, maybe not an specialist, but know how to analyze kind of things. Okay, here in AI, there are a couple of things. One is that we call a model of AI, you know, that I think everybody's familiar with, but a model has a lot of things inside. One of those things we call hyperparameters that are mathematical um, uh, things or algorithms that were changed in depend of the prompt that you send to AI. So that guy has been um, has been using an AI and trying to adapt it in order to sound kind of similar like Bad Bunny. So imagine if a lawyer can have that little background, maybe as I said, not an specialist, but could build a strong defense in order to win the case. So it's a niche ability that the lawyer need to have, and it's something that you could not learn in popular universities when they told lawyers to be that not going straight in other areas.
Yeah. No, totally. I agree with that. You just remind me a case. Well, first, it's hilarious that someone is trying to copy the shitty voice of Bad Bunny, right? Because I mean, his personality is cool. I like his personality, but what a shitty voice. But of course, they copy because in the same way that Mr. Beast gave born to this super loaded content with effects and all the shit and this fast-paced content, that was Mr. Beast. Bad Bunny, I think, brought to Latin America the drunk voice, la voz de borracho. I think the drunk voice
Yeah.
that you see here is Bad Bunny. People were like, hey, if I'm drunk, I can sing Bad Bunny. I cannot sing Arjona if I'm drunk, but I can sing Bad Bunny easy. So that was a genius thing. Okay, but the thing is that there was a similar case before AI called with Pitbull. Pitbull, I'm not going to make the noise because it will destroy my throat, but he was like a Mexican hija, no hija. He started like that, all his songs. So there were American Latinos in US trying to copy that part. So people somehow pay attention thinking that was Pitbull. So he patentó el hija in US. So nobody can use that to start a song. And those are things that only the people, only a lawyer that knows about music or techno. And now we're talking about the overlaps in professions. It's like just knowing one thing is not enough.
Yes, you said that case for people, you need a lawyer that knows about musical industry, and that's as we conclude that you could not learn that from a regular university degree. Is something that experience help you to obtain, but also you need to be passionate about it, passionate about your career or the field the field of your expertise.
It's funny that you mentioned passion because I just wrote down hobby. So somehow it's the same, right? Like people say, don't care, don't pay attention to your passion. Passion is just shit, right? Yeah, but many times this hobby or passion parallel that we have is what help us to connect our field, our expertise or profession with the new thing.
Yeah, of course. So if you say we feel passionate about it, it's more easier to adapt from other new trends or new technologies that came.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
it depends. For example, here in Peru, in a couple of months ago, I was talking with a guy in the combis. Well, combis here in Peru are a small transport,
The
smaller
small bus,
than
the,
the
the, the,
bus.
the, the
Yeah,
little bus, like 10 people that you can carry there.
I was going.
Well, 10 people.
Yeah,
Sometimes you put like rabbit, but yeah,
of
everybody gets the
course.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she was from UP6, and
Yeah,
I
like
was we
UP6.
we were talking about a career. So I told her, "Why did you choose?" Because he was studying.
By the way, for people that don't know, UP6 Universidad para Cacheras. That's the
Yeah, of
sigla. So
course.
yeah.
You need to necesitas patentarlo.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he told me. I asked her. Why did you came to choose that career? And she was saying he replies that his father told her to do that, and it looks that in some way they are not following things that they like because maybe parents figure it out that they are wasting their time. Could be one reason, but there are a number of ways, as you said.
Yeah.
Maybe um, making sure your parents that you are trustable, they can trust in yourself.
Yeah. Even philosophy, by the way, I would say I have a lady, a very nice lady that I text with, and she want to study philosophy. I think that could be a nice degree if you show your parents that, hey, I'm going to help business owner to take better decisions. So just boosting the quality of your decision has a lot of value. So we need to sell the cookie. How? Okay, I want to study this for this reason. Um, I think the problem that university have nowadays is that there are so good new things that we need to learn. We need to learn. No, I mean AI is broad. Learning AI is, let's say, learning internet, right? So it's like just what part of AI are we going to focus? What type of problem? I like to think in this way. Instead of thinking, oh, I want to learn AI, no. What problem do I want to fix using AI? That's a better way. Focusing that shit. And then what other ways I need to promote this solution? Okay, let's try to focus around that instead of just studying some general shit that I don't know where am I going to go. That's why I like the project before studying.
Yeah, man, here in Peru, well, I don't know if in other places, but even the better universities are so general, so general, and also new careers that came, for example, AI, that I could say, okay, it's AI, maybe um they take some path because, as you know, AI is a really big topic and now it's so general. It's like they say AI for that, and all the curricula they just um they set a lot of courses that are too general, but not. For example, AI can be applied in any field, as I said. And if you're talking about a technology career or yeah, a technology career that has a lot of fields. You have cybersecurity or AI for cybersecurity, AI for, I don't know, data analytics. And nowadays it's not like that. It ends really general.
By the way, if we are talking about, imagine this homework. You tell your students, hey, I want you to, whatever we learn this week around AI, okay, I want you to help one of your relatives with this tool. Bring the example, bring how you help your relative with this tool. So now we are landing the knowledge. It's not just like a bubble. It's not like a theory case that I will help a big corporation. No, we are actually helping a human being with this thing that we learned today.
Yeah, they don't do that. I mean, they pretend like as soon as you finish your career, you're going to be really good player. You're going to be working in a big company. But maybe if we start asking what are the problems that are around us or around society, we can use technology to help them. So you don't need to be or have that mentality to apply big companies, but also being really concerned about what is going on.
I remember my university, they taught us the Incoterms, right? So when you are importing goods, for example, or exporting, like you want to import something, the CIF, cost plus insurance, the cost of insurance and freight. Okay. So how much cost to send the products from China to here, for example? What is the price that you give me? The CIF price. Okay. All that is good. But before you want to first test the local market, I'm not going to do importation before testing the local market. They never told us that we need to test the local market. How you're going to bring a container if you don't know if 10 people want to buy it from you? So those things that now are common sense, they forgot to mention. I think it's not that a coincidence. I have some conspiracy theories around that, but that happened to all the careers.
Yes, they are trying to put an excuse in order to suggest no, to prove how they are charging you more.
You know why? Because if they tell you that you need to test the market, you start testing since the first semester and you never finish the degree.
That's what I did in my last year, because I was having an idea of my thesis, but I also want to convert that from a real world application tool. So what I did is that I took that. It was an AI platform to help doctors to identify a specific illness that was lung cancer.
Okay.
And what I did to develop that idea is that I present that in a lot of courses. It was my last semester of university, so maybe one teacher of one course could give me really good feedback, and I add that to to the functionalities of my idea. So presenting that or share that idea to different areas of different specialists, they will give you a really, they will help you to develop. But then it's like, as you said, everything left really, really theoretical or academical. But what I was missing is not asking really, especially a really good specialist that is going to be doctors, the final customers. That is also a good wisdom to have.
I think you nailed it. You just exposed a huge problem that we have in universities is that they are encouraging students to defend the thesis, not to apply the thesis. If you check, most people are just presenting this thesis because they want to be approved by the judge. There usually are three people, the judge. But they are not optimizing for how can we actually implement this in society.
Yes, that's the main problem. That's the main problem. It's like not
Everybody like huevonazos, right? Like a year
no, it
just to
happens.
show.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
every friend that I have, they say, man, I need to pass it. That's all. I need to pass that shit. That's all.
And the
Whatever it,
parents, we go
yeah.
back to the sluts part. I like to mention sluts parents because, I mean, since your parents, my parents, and many parents of the people here, they have the courage. We cannot just allow these slut or pussy parents to just get away. These pussy parents that they tell their kids, no, just get the title, the degree, and then we see what else happens. No, no, no. We need to see what happens since now because your future is important, right? So it's not just the degree, it's what comes after the degree. My friend, I want to, before wrapping this interview, two things.
Okay.
I want to, again, you share your social media and where do you want people to follow you. I would like that from you to share so people can keep in contact with yourself. And what do you want to offer apart from the whiskey? Some type of solutions, business
Yeah,
solution, feel free.
as I said, I was any AI application or business intelligence thing that you need to apply on your business. I can help you with that. So in my socials, well, I'm on Instagram with Raid Garcia 00 or 00, and my personal number could be, yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Just don't send dick pictures, please.
No, only pussy, only pussy pictures, please. Just that.
Yeah, do it, do it.
Good.
Say it.
972 533 401. Just personal business inquiries.
Yeah. By the way, if someone is from other country, remember to add the
Plus 51. Yes,
Yeah,
of
the
course.
plus 51. Someone from other country want to team up with my friend Martin. So thank you, Martin. Thank you for making my job easy because you just helped me to have like a good conversation here. Let me give me a second to shut this call. Give me a second, try to